for joining this evening. I am so excited to teach this class and to, for all of you to learn a little bit more about using your oils and cooking. So most of you know me, I'm Terra, and I have been using essential oils for over 7 years for my family, for myself, my children, and it's been pretty awesome. So I have Lindsay who's on the line with me, and she's going to be kind of helping me like moderate the chat room and things like that. And we're going to just have a fun giveaway. So Lindsay's going to be helping me with that later on. So again, we just wanted to thank you all for being here, and we're going to get started. So today we're going to kind of spice up your cooking with essential oils. So also a little bit of background. I'm not sure if most of you know, I actually graduated culinary school. So went to Johnson & Wales, was not my parents' like ideal thing, but really wanted to do it, needed to get it out of my system, and loved it. Loved every minute of culinary school. I just realized, after, working in the field, working in, that environment, it really wasn't for me as a full-time career. It was difficult. And I knew I wanted to raise a family. I wanted to be a hands-on mom. And that wasn't the industry that, really I could be in. But my passion is cooking and baking. Most of you know me, you'll see that. It's just part of my life and I love it. So when essential oils were brought into my life, it took me a little bit of time to get used to them and then understand that we can ingest them and how safe they are. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that because I think it's important for us to understand, what these essential oils are, where they come from, and then just how safe they are, because most of you, maybe have just started this essential oil journey, or you might have been a long time, but, like me, I mean, it's just hard to, understand that these are okay to take internally. And in fact, a lot of products, everyday products that you are used to, they're in the products already. So you might be ingesting them already without you even knowing it. So first off, what is an essential oil? And basically essential oils are chemical compounds that are extracted from parts of a plant or a tree or a flower. So it's basically the essence of the bark, the flower, the fruit, seed, or the leaf. And it's extracted, highly concentrated, highly potent, and very aromatic. So it can add layers of flavor and a unique array of aromatics to any dish that you're cooking. In addition to that, it also provides like a plethora of support to our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So it's pretty awesome. All of the benefits that we can have using these essential oils. So it's really an extra boost of wellness wrapped up in these amazing bottles. So for combining flavors and wellness. So Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." I think that's really important, really great, because food can be medicinal. And when it's real food, that's what it's meant to be. But food can also be poison, especially when it's not real food. So I just always say, eat plants, not things that are made in plants. So that's just a good thing to go by. Food is really, can be very healing and helpful. And I don't know about you, it's also very emotional and spiritual. Growing up, we would have a lot of Sunday dinners, with my family, with my grandmother. It was just a big deal every Sunday going to her house and having a, huge food spread. So food, for me, is a way that, you can bring your family together, especially now during these crazy times. And, we are all very stressed and all over the place. We don't know what's going on. Next week, there's a big election. We don't know what's happening. A lot of us are on edge. So I've always said, take a step back, cook a great family dinner and sit around the table, get those electronics out of the way, and talk, and try to do that 1 or 2 times a week. I know we're all very busy. We've got, crazy schedules, work, and, children and things, but try to, cut out a few days a week to do that, because food can really not just, beneficial for our health and our, fueling our body, but just beneficial and just helping our overall well-being and our family and creating that, those lasting memories. So, I mean, that's what I remember. I was just smelling neroli, which is an essential oil that I received in one of our kits. And oh my gosh, as soon as I smelled it, I just remembered my grandma's cooking, because it's a flower, and it smells just like a dessert that she makes. And it just brought back all those beautiful memories. So, this is what food can do for us. And it's very, very healing, very emotional. So just wanted to say that. So most of you might be thinking, why doTERRA? And I do want to tell you, not all essential oils are created equally. Each essential oil has unique chemical composition that should be preserved during the production process. So the amazing thing is doTERRA sources ethically and sustainably. They're using the growers and harvesters who grow their plants specific for the industry. doTERRA essential oils are created using the best seeds, the best soils, growing and the growing environment. So plants are harvested and grown in the most ideal conditions. That's how we get the best benefit for our bodies. doTERRA is, what I love about them is they're not going to be, building a huge field of lavender, here in our backyard, somewhere in like Leesburg or, where is a huge fields. No, they're going to go to the source. So they are sourcing their essential oils from all over the world, where that essential oil or that tree or that bark or that flower grows best and grows naturally, because you want that ideal climate, the temperature, your soil, the atmosphere. That gives us the best composition. Also, doTERRA thoroughly tests their essential oils. So this ensures that every bottle that you receive, for example, lavender, there is nothing in here other than lavender. So it's not tainted, it's not compromised. There's no heavy metals in here. Each bottle is tested, I think, over like 35 times before it's handed to us. So doTERRA puts a standard, certified pure therapeutic grade standard, which ensures that all of their essential oils are 100% pure and natural, and what says on the bottle, what that label says, is actually in there. So there's nothing additional and there's nothing taken away, which is really important, because the chemical composition of that essential oil needs to stay intact. That's how it's going to give us the best benefit. Also, I love doTERRA for their co-impact sourcing. And they, like I said, they go to the source. They work directly with farmers. There's no middlemen. So that's just amazing. When you eliminate that middleman, you really can keep that quality and, that sustainability intact. And that really gives us the best benefit. So that's really why doTERRA. And when I talk about my recipes that I'm going to share and what I do, I only use doTERRA essential oils because I know where they're coming from. I know that it's safe. I mean, I'm giving these to my children. I'm giving these to my 2-year-old son, to my 11-year-old son. I want to make sure that these are safe. And, there are so many essential oils out there, but we don't know where they're coming from. We don't know what's in there. So I feel very confident, for the past 7 years in using doTERRA essential oils that, they are 100% natural, 100% safe. And I just want to take a few minutes to talk about your ingredients. And ingredients really matter, really, really matter. So, and I want to take a few minutes to talk about this. So really, I invite you to choose high quality ingredients. When you use high quality ingredients, it's a foundation for creating a dish that's worthy of putting into our body. I invite you to choose organic, non-GMO, free range, grass-fed foods if you can. I know you might be thinking, yes, these are a little pricey, but I look at it this way. Do you want to spend money on the front end or the back end? And what I mean by that is, if we continue to pollute our bodies with toxic food, ultimately it's going to affect our health. And then the cost of poor health far surpasses paying a little bit more on the front end for good quality. I'm in the healthcare industry. I know exactly what it costs and how crazy it is and how expensive it is. So for me, yes, I know it might be a little expensive, but just think of it this way. spending it up front so you can save, on the later end. And then, so that's really just my 2 cents. Also, using ingredients in their purest real form, free from chemicals, pesticides, hormones, anything artificial is key. You want to choose free-range chicken, grass-fed meats, fish that isn't produced in fish farms. You want to choose eggs from free-range chickens. Also, you want to choose dairy from cows that have not been given any growth hormones, especially RBST. So this is an artificial growth hormone that's used in cows to increase milk production. So you really just want to be mindful and pay attention to your ingredients. Look at your labels. Do a little research. Get to know what's in your food, because whatever you're putting in your body, it's going to affect you. So you want to make sure you have the most pure and natural form of that food. Try to choose organic fruits and vegetables. Get to know the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. If you don't know what that is, Google it and try to, kind of follow those guidelines for purchasing organic fruits and veggies. Stay away from mass-produced ingredients like from larger companies unless it's organic. And then be aware of the ingredients in your food, such as high fructose corn syrup. Try to stay away from that. MSG. Sometimes it might say natural flavors. We don't know what that means. There's really nothing natural about them. So just be mindful of that. Palm oil, any added sugar, added sodium, just read your labels. I've been doing this Whole30, I think, ever since we started doing the detox with doTERRA. And since then, I've been reading the labels of condiments. I mean, oh my gosh, you would be surprised how many added things are in your regular mustard, ketchup that you're eating, almost daily, you're giving to your children. So really pay attention, look at your labels. I'm not asking you to make condiments, sometimes I do make my own barbecue sauce, but I'm not asking you all to do that. Just pay attention, read some labels. There are some great products available that have no sugar now, no added sodium. So just, read them, be aware. Like I said, what we're putting in our body has a huge effect on our overall health and well-being. And then of course, lastly, only use doTERRA certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. Also, I wanted to just tell you how convenient it is to be using your essential oils. Now, we've talked about, if you've attended any of our 101 classes, that these essential oils you can ingest. So it's 100% safe and natural. So like I've got rosemary here, and any essential oil that has these supplemental facts, on the bottle, this means that you can ingest it internally. So you can use it in your cooking, you can put it in your water, you can put it in your mug here. I've got Digest Zen in my hot water this evening. So it's okay, it's 100% safe. So the thing is, it's so convenient to just open up that bottle and add a drop to your water, to your beverage, to your food, and we'll talk about that. It's super convenient. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I might stock up on some fresh herbs, like maybe basil or cilantro or rosemary. And then I don't know about you, but sometimes life gets in the way. I get busy and I don't end up making that roast chicken, or I don't end up using it. And then what happens is they go bad. If you don't use those fresh herbs right away and they're sitting in your fridge, it's going to go bad. So the cool thing that I've loved is that these essential oils are sitting on a little turny table next to my stove. And I've got my rosemary, I've got my lemon, I've got my basil, I've got my oregano ready to go. I just literally open up the bottle and use it. So it's super convenient. And sometimes it is difficult to find fresh ingredients throughout the year. Sometimes it might be not available. So it's good to be able to have, those essential oils in the bottle. It's affordable and cost effective. So like I held up this rosemary bottle here. This rosemary bottle is only $16, and that's the wholesale cost. So there's about 250 drops of essential oil in this bottle. It can go a long way. I mean, it can go a long way. I'm going to talk about ways you can use rosemary, but you only need a drop. I mean, a drop is so potent, so powerful. So you don't need more than that. And even sometimes you might even need less than a drop, and I'll talk about how you can do that. But also most of you, you've been to our classes, we talk about how 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. So just imagine 28 cups sitting on a table. That's what 1 drop of peppermint essential oil, can do. So it's just, they're very powerful, very potent. So you don't need a lot. A little bit will go a long way. And I'm going to continue and talk about how we can use our oils when we're cooking. So essential oils and cooking with heat. So I get this a lot because when you're cooking with heat, they can evaporate the essential oils due to the steam. So it is best, if you can, to add your essential oils at the end of your recipe. So, if you're making a soup or, whatever you're doing, a pasta sauce, you want to just take it off the heat and then add your essential oil flavors. The less time that essential oil is exposed to heat, the more flavor that you will retain. If it's a very strong, potent essential oil like oregano or, something very strong, and you need it in the beginning of your recipe, that's okay because some of it will evaporate and it will be just fine. If you have to put the recipe or the essential oil in the beginning and it's it's not as potent as like oregano or something, maybe it's a lemon or a wild orange, maybe add a few more drops than you normally would because some of it will evaporate as you cook, especially in baking. So we'll talk about that. But as I said, if you need to add more in the beginning, you can do that because some of it will evaporate. And then cookware. So it's best to use stainless steel, ceramic, or glass. We've talked about before how plastics can damage the essential oils can damage the plastics, and then that toxic of the plastics goes into that food, and then you're going to consume it. So do not use any plastics with essential oils. Always stick to stainless steel, ceramic, or glass. So even if you're just mixing in a mixing bowl, just always use stainless steel or glass, and then pour it into your dishes. Never use plastic. And then measurements. So the amount of essential oil that you use in your recipe really depends on some factors. So it depends on what kind of oil are you going to use, your personal taste preference. So that has a big factor. And whether you're going to substitute the oil for the raw, fresh, or dried ingredients, or you're going to put a little bit of both. And then the amount of servings you're going to make. So if you're just making 1 serving for yourself, maybe like you dip it, and we'll talk about the toothpick method, but take a toothpick, dip it into the essential oil bottle, and then stir it into your small serving of your dish. But if you've got a big pot, like I make a big pot of marinara sauce or chili, adding a drop of cumin or, basil to flavor that big pot is totally fine, because you're going to get like, 10 or 12 servings from that. If you're making a big pot of soup, we make a traditional lentil soup with either spinach or cilantro. I will add a drop of cilantro, a drop of lemon into that big pot. We like it on the lemony side, so I'll probably add a little more lemon, but you can play with your taste buds, and really it's your personal preference. So don't be afraid to play with it. But definitely the toothpick method, start out there. So, and what I mean is when you open up your bottle, you have a toothpick. I don't have one here to demonstrate, but just dip a toothpick directly into the top of the essential oil. A little bit will come into that toothpick, and then drop it into your food, into your bowl, and stir it up. If you need a little more, get another clean toothpick, do the same thing. You can always add more, you can't take away. And I don't know any of you, if you've tried pouring your essential oil, sometimes, 2 or 3 drops comes out. It's so fast. Some of the oils, they're not as thick. So you're not sure, so you want to be careful. So, it is a good idea to test it out with the toothpick, see how much works for you, and then go from there. So there's a few oils here, 6 oils that are very potent. And these oils should be properly diluted whenever you add them to beverages, or your food or your soups, but making sure at least they have 4 ounces of liquid in that cup before you add the essential oil. So that's cassia, which is a type of cinnamon. cinnamon, clove, cumin, thyme, and oregano. So these are considered very potent hot oils. And when I say hot, just meaning that they're strong. So you just want to be very careful and you want to dilute them. But I love to put a drop of oregano in my pizza or pasta sauce. Thyme as well works wonderful in soups. And clove, I've actually used clove recently in my coffee, like 1 drop in a coffee mug. So it's about a little less than 4 ounces, but I think it's fine. I don't put more than a drop and it tastes fine. Cinnamon is really great with oatmeal. And cassia, I love it. It came up for me in one of my Itovi scanners and I use it in my water. I love it. I think it cuts my craving down and I feel like I'm killing my sweet tooth. I don't know. That's just me, but I love cassia. It tastes like a cinnamony, kind of a spicy type of a flavor. I love it. So these are some of the potent oils just to be aware of. And then, so I'm going to talk about the different types of, categories of essential oils. So first off, we've got the citrus oils. So we've got the common ones you might hear of as bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lime, tangerine, and wild orange. So these are often very bright, sweet, tangy, refreshing. That's the kind of the flavor that you'll get. It's very good to use in your beverages, baked goods, like a lemon tart, or my dad grew up in Pittsburgh and loved this orange chiffon cake. Well, I recreated it. I used doTERRA wild orange in it and then in the icing, and it turns out fabulous. So citrus oils are awesome in baked goods. You can mix yogurt with some essential oils, do a dip, salsa, or a zest. Whenever a recipe calls for zest, you can absolutely use the lemon or lime or grapefruit or orange in your recipe. I love to just make sure I point out that the citruses, especially like the lemon, lime, orange, and grapefruit, it's not taken from the inside of the fruit, the essential oil. It's actually taken from the peel. So it's the zest. It's not the juice. So it's a different chemical compound. And it's not going to be too acidic. So some people say, oh, if I have too much lemon, it's going to be too acidic for me. It's really not, because it's a different chemical compound. So it's the zest of that fruit, and that's what makes it really great. So just starting out your day with a lemon in your water or in your tea is really great, or smoothies. Also, any of these citrus oils can really brighten up any baked good recipe. So scones, muffins, cookies. It really will just add that, refreshing flavor. So citruses are so easy, so versatile to use. You can't go wrong. And, I think grapefruit, lemon, lime, they're just so easy to use. And then you have the spices. So the common oils here are going to be black pepper, cassia, cinnamon, coriander, ginger, and fennel. So these are really useful for enhancing natural flavors, vegetables, marinades, sweet or savory dishes. So these are going to give you kind of your hot, sharp, spicy, sweet, and warm flavors kind of all in one. So essential oils like black pepper and ginger can really help enhance natural flavors. So my children love broccoli, chicken and broccoli from the Chinese place. So I decided to recreate that, and I'm going to share my recipe here, but I've made this chicken broccoli stir fry, and I really never have fresh ginger on hand. I mean, I used to, and you get busy and I haven't been to the store to buy things really lately. I haven't bought fresh ginger. So I've been using the ginger essential oil, and it works out beautifully. I don't have to worry about scraping that ginger and all of that. Plus I get all the added benefits that ginger can give us, right? So this recipe that I make, I mean, I kid you not, you guys know I've got 5 boys. All 5 of them love this dish. Like, they devour it. I mean, I've had to make not 2 pounds of chicken now, 3 pounds. Like, it's crazy because me and my husband need to eat. But like what I'm saying, for all 5 of my kids to love it, it's great. And it's so easy. I've actually made it Whole30 and paleo friendly, so the kids don't even know. I make rice for the kids, and then me and my husband, I'll do the cauliflower stir fry. So this is a great, a great tip. And then fennel and coriander are great to add to both sweet and savory recipes. And then cinnamon and cassia are very strong, spicy, and they're a great addition to baked goods, breakfast foods, oatmeal. If you like oatmeal, it's really great. But keep in mind that these essential oils are spicy and they're potent, so only a tiny bit. Definitely do the toothpick method to start out with, and just kind of taste as you go. If you need a little bit more, a little bit, to see how it goes with you. And then we've got the herbs. So here we've got common oils. We've got basil, cilantro, marjoram, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. Okay, these are great for substituting dry or fresh herbs. Great for Italian dishes, your meat marinades, your soups, your breads, pastas, potatoes. These are going to be very herby, fresh, sharp, and warm. So you're going to use the fresh or dried herbs. That's been a popular method for adding flavor for food for centuries. So this is an effective way to achieve certain flavors when cooking, and you can just substitute those herbs. So it's really nice to be able to just reach for the rosemary bottle and use that, in a little bit of olive oil, toss your potatoes in it and put it in the oven. It comes out beautifully. And again, same thing here. These oils are also very, potent. So you want to just do a little bit, but if you've got a big tray of potatoes, like I usually will do, or vegetables, I usually will take a little bowl of olive oil or avocado oil, whatever oil that you're going to use. I'll add a drop of my oregano or rosemary or thyme, whatever you feel like it, or a combo of both, of all. Mix it with the olive oil first, and then I'll toss it with my veggies or my potatoes, and then just bake it, and it comes out really beautifully. And then lastly, we've got the florals. So lavender and geranium. So these are, your florals that you can ingest. These are really calming, really beautiful smells. It's useful for, using with citrus flavors or adding a little bit of a twist to your plain recipes, desserts, your teas. It's very light, powdery, and sweet. So you can use this. I love it in desserts and cookies. I think lavender tastes great with that. Just that combination is really lovely. And the florals, it's very, very calming. So when you smell lavender, it's just going to make you feel really good. And okay, let me continue here. Oh, and then lastly, we've got the mints. So peppermint and spearmint. So these are really great for beverages, hot or cold. So like imagine a hot cocoa with a drop of peppermint, like in the winter now coming up, that would be so delicious. Then you've got desserts, salads, some meats. Lamb is great with peppermint jelly. Very minty, cool, refreshing, and sweet. Also, these are very strong. So one drop goes, a long way. I've used peppermint in my brownies, or, in your, I make truffles, which I'm going to talk about later, but these are great to use in your, I personally desserts, but I love that. So beverages. So we talked about you can add your essential oils, and that's really the easiest way to enjoy your oils is using them in your beverages, in your water. So add a drop or two of citrus, any citrus oil that you like in your water. Add a drop of cassia oil to your water before hiking for hydration. I do this. I love it. For whatever reason, I think this helps me curb my appetite and stops my sweet tooth. I have a terrible sweet tooth. And then I add a drop of cinnamon oil with honey to hot water to help soothe any sore throat. Or you can use On Guard. That's another one that you can put in hot water and just help to soothe a sore throat. If you're trying to drink less sugar or less or sugary drinks or less soda, add oils to your water, maybe sparkling water with a little bit of, a citrus oil or something, just to help that flavor and kind of, you're not craving the sugary drinks. And then like me, I love a drop of Digest Zen in hot water at night. It really helps my tummy, helps digest. Helps me go to sleep before bed, just relaxing. I don't know what it is. It is very relaxing to me. I love to do it right before bedtime. After I've done the dishes, got the kids to bed, and it's kind of like my like little me time. And I just make a cup of that, and it's really, really nice. You can add your essential oils to tea. So it's a great way to add that natural flavor. Your cinnamon, your bergamot, your fennel, Roman chamomile is wonderful. Or you can use it in your smoothies, your lemonade, your hot chocolate, like I said, and then adult drinks. I've used, made mimosas with wild orange or clementine, and they're really good. Or like a mojito with, various essential oils. So, you can really play around with it, and it's really, really fun. I was saying this earlier, I have been on this cardamom kick, and I love it. Cardamom in my coffee. So every day I start out with a drop in my coffee, and I put it in my mug before it brews, and it really, I don't know, I love it. It tastes amazing, and it helps me. I really do think it helps me with our appetite. And I didn't realize, I was saying earlier, my husband started to do this recently. Like, he saw it near the coffee mug, and he's starting to take it. We've both noticed that we're not eating as much. I don't know if it's just because we're so busy, but I think it is have something to do with the way we've started our day, with the lemon in our water and then cardamom in our coffee. So this is a really great way to help with your digestive system. So it's just a good tip because I love it. So now I'm going to go through some of my favorite recipes. You're welcome to screenshot these. I'm the type of person that, I will share whatever I want to share, and I don't, even though like I'm a chef, I don't care. I share my recipes. So if you are on our group Facebook page, feel free to reach out to me or text me and ask for any recipes or any questions about cooking with oils. But I love this trick. I use this a lot. It's called overnight oats. And it's a great way to do this on a Sunday and have some breakfast for the week. So my kids like this too. So it's just rolled oats with unsweetened almond milk. You can use any, milk that you prefer. I like unsweetened almond milk. Chia seeds, I add a drop of doTERRA essential oil, cinnamon flavor with unsweetened applesauce, mix it up in a mason jar, put the lid on, stick it in the fridge, and then enjoy it, for a couple days, throughout the week. You can eat it right out of the jar, put some nuts on top of it, or just eat it right there. There's some variations there. I love doing the cocoa with wild orange and top it off with pistachios. If you're going to do the nuts though, just make sure you top it off after, before you eat, because if you put the nuts in overnight in the fridge, they'll become really soggy. So you want those nuts to remain crunchy. But the wild orange cocoa pistachio is just like an amazing flavor combination. And there's no added sugar. So these are really great, great tips to do in the morning. Another great way to use your oils is dressing, marinades, and then condiments. So as I said earlier, most store-bought salad dressings that come in the containers, they've got so many ingredients that we can't even pronounce. I mean, there's so many, hidden things in there. So it's so easy to prepare a few salad dressings, keep them in a mason jar in your fridge, and they'll last for a few weeks. So remember, essential oils actually act as a natural preservative. So if you make a big batch, again, it will last a few weeks in your fridge. You can also use your dressing as marinades or vice versa. Very versatile for meats, chicken, and fish. So what are the best essential oils for your dressings, for your marinades and condiments? So these are a few of my favorites: basil, ginger, black pepper, lemon, cardamom, lime, marjoram, oregano, cilantro, cumin, fennel, and rosemary. So these are some of my favorites to use. And then I just wanted to share one of my favorite dressings. So this is a fennel and wild orange dressing. You can use this as a marinade for chicken or fish, or you can just drizzle it right on a salad, some greens with some fresh, tomatoes and cucumbers, and this dressing would be awesome. So I just use the fennel essential oil and wild orange, and it turns out great. I mean, I think something with the Dijon mustard and the lemony and the fennel, it's very, very refreshing. And then I call this my rosemary and lemon detox dressing. So this has balsamic vinegar, and I add you can do garlic powder or a fresh garlic clove. It just depends on what you feel like. Salt and pepper to taste, and then you can use rosemary and lemon. You can switch out the rosemary for any herb. I've done it with oregano. I've done it with thyme. I've done it with a combo of all of them, and they taste great. So this is really great to use on top of salads or like a caprese. If any of you like tomato mozzarella and like some greens, this is really great on top of that, really nice. And then especially if you use the basil essential oil would be lovely. You can also use it as a marinade, you know, make it and then put some chicken in, let it marinate. Chicken, fish, or pork would be great, this marination. So you can, you know, double as you see with these dressings and marinades. I shared this in our last cooking demonstration, and I actually did a demo of it. This is my all-time favorite Caesar dressing. It's such a hack because my kids don't even know it's not real Caesar dressing. This is a Whole30 paleo version, and all it is soaked cashews overnight with all the ingredients you see listed here. I use coconut aminos instead of soy sauce. This turns out awesome. So I highly recommend you to make a big batch because this lasts in your fridge quite some time. You can spread it over grilled chicken. You can dip it, you know, as a dip for veggies. You can, again, use it as a Caesar salad dressing, but it's so wonderful. Highly recommend you guys to try this. I use doTERRA lemon essential oil in here, and it's great, but you can definitely kick it up a notch and add maybe oregano or rosemary or thyme, and, you know, put a little bit more flavor to it. But the key is it is a bit thick. So especially when you refrigerate it, just whenever you take your serving out to use, put it in your bowl, add a little bit of, you know, more lemon juice or a little bit of water, thin it out a bit, and then add your, you know, your lettuce and your whatever salad dressing or salad, you know, ingredients that you're using, toss it, and then serve it. And then usually I'll give my children some croutons or, you know, Parmesan cheese or something like that, but it's great over grilled chicken, really delicious. So this is a really good Caesar dressing. And like I said, my kids don't even know the difference. Like they think this is the real Caesar dressing. It tastes really good. And then I love this. This is great. I love to prep. I do a lot of prep on Sunday, but this is a great, easy prep. Spinach superfood pesto. Because pesto is awesome, right? And the only thing is basil is typically used in pesto, but sometimes it will become brown, you know, if you don't use it right away. So I love using spinach, and spinach has so much iron in it, right? So I love it. So I use spinach, I use garlic, olive oil, walnuts. You can use any nuts. You can use pine nuts. You can use whatever you want. I like walnuts. And then I do add basil and lemon essential oil. So it's super easy. Pulse this in a food processor, make a big batch, keep it in your fridge, spread it on a sandwich, spread it on top of eggs. It's so good on top of eggs, or toss it with some pasta. I did talk about last time our palmini pasta, which my cousin got introduced that to me, which is a hearts of palm pasta. It's so good. So I usually will toss it with this and then add maybe grilled chicken or grilled shrimp on top, and it's lovely. But this is great to just have on hand to be able to quickly put together a quick dish. Another thing I love to purchase, Trader Joe's has the cauliflower crust. So I grab that, throw this on the bottom, add some mushrooms, some fresh tomatoes, put it in the oven, and it's a great, easy, you know, pizza, you know, cauliflower crust that I love. So again, this is great to just have in the fridge and ready to use whenever you need it. I can't not talk about hummus, right? So hummus is great. Typically we'll use fresh beans and soak it and all that, but honestly, a can of garbanzo beans works just great. Just rinse those beans out really well, put them all in a food processor, add lemon, black pepper, and coriander, and it's going to be delicious. So this is your essential hummus that you can make. This is another one of those dips that you can just keep in the fridge. You know, have it whenever you need it. It's a great snack with, you know, veggies or chicken or whatever. But it's a really easy thing to make. Meal prep on Sunday, have it in your fridge, ready to go. Here's the chicken and broccoli stir fry dish that I make. So definitely screenshot this. Like I said, all 5 of my kids love it, even my 2-year-old. So this is a really great, it's so easy. You can substitute meat if you want to do, you know, meat and broccoli or, you know, beef and broccoli. But chicken and broccoli works great. My trick, I cut the chicken really like diced up finely and, you know, quickly saute it. and then add all the, it's super easy. I put this together in like less than 30 minutes, not even. It's so simple. But I also love to get the frozen cauliflower rice from Whole Foods. I like the frozen one because it's just easier to cook, and then I'll have it whenever I need it. So that way, if it's fresh, I don't worry about it going bad. But I take it out of the freezer, put it in my pan, let it, cook and let it saute. I take a small bowl and I add a little bit of sesame oil with 1 drop of doTERRA ginger essential oil. And as soon as that cauliflower rice starts to kind of, the water evaporates from the freezer, I go ahead and add that sesame oil with the ginger and saute it, and it becomes a little kind of like fried rice. It's delicious. And I serve the chicken and broccoli right on top of that for my husband and I. So it's really good, very easy. You can do that same like kind of oil and essential oil hack with anything. So whatever you're making, if you want to put your essential oil in the oil first in a small bowl and then put it on your, in your food, and then that way you'll evenly distribute it. But this is a really, really good recipe. And then of course I have to talk about desserts. So I have made these dark chocolate wild orange truffles, which are awesome. So they are, I will say with chocolate, with truffles, you want to always make sure that you use quality chocolate. You don't want to use the chocolate chips, Nestle chocolate chips. I mean, yes, we love them, but they're not going to turn out, as great. So if you really want to make good truffles, get good quality chocolate. You're gonna find them in the bar, like in a bar. Chop it up real finely, heavy cream, and then whatever essential oil you want. I love the combo of wild orange and dark chocolate. I've done white chocolate with peppermint. I've done dark chocolate with peppermint. So there's all kinds of flavor combinations that you can do, but there's just really 5 simple steps to make these. You want to warm your cream up. Do not boil it, just warm it up over the stovetop. Chop up that chocolate really finely and stick it in a bowl. Once that warm cream has warmed up, again, not boiled, you might see some bubbles like right around the edge, but don't let it boil. Pour that cream right over the chopped up chocolate and let it sit. Do not touch it. Do not stir it. Do not do anything. Just let it sit for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, stir it up. The chocolate will be melted. Add your essential oils, whatever you decide to do. Refrigerate it for like 1 to 2 hours. Scoop it into balls. Refrigerate it again. Don't try to shape it at that time because it's going to be too soft. Refrigerate it again for about an hour. Then roll it into your balls. And then you can either, roll it in some cocoa powder or chopped nuts, or leave it as is and just enjoy it. So these are great for the holidays. I did this last year. I don't know, I think Lindsay, you might remember these. I made these last year for one of our events and they were a hit.
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk about finishing your food with aromatics. So finishing refers to adding that final layer of flavor. So it could be a pinch of salt, a drizzle of olive oil, maybe brushing some herbs on top, or sesame seeds. So the benefits of smelling that aroma, like I said earlier, it can trigger some memories, some emotions, soothe your emotions. And there's just so many benefits. We talk about how when we breathe essential oils going into our olfactory nerve, into our brain, and it happens in as little as 30 seconds. It's the same thing when we eat our food, we eat with our eyes, and then also our smell, when we smell something really good. And when it brings back some memories and emotions, it's really awesome. So I invite you guys to try to finish your foods and finish it, and I'm going to talk about what those look like. So it could be maybe you do some infused salts. So it's very easy. You can get a jar and choose a salt of choice, like maybe the coarse salt, or just depending on whatever salt that you choose, but 1/4 cup of salt, and then an essential oil of your choice. And then all you do is shake up those, add your salt into your bowl with a lid, put your essential oil, shake it up, and then keep that on hand for whenever you need it. Rosemary essential oil with salt is great, infused rosemary. If you want to finish like a potato dish or an egg dish or a chicken dish, it would be really lovely. Lemon, you can do lemon and salt, and that would be really good for finishing like a tomato mozzarella caprese or a hummus or a chicken dish. You could use fleur de sal salt with lavender, and then maybe put it over some chocolate or your truffles or brownies or ice cream. So really, you know, play with it. But these are things you can make in advance and just have them ready to go. And they won't go bad. I mean, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't go bad. You can also infuse your olive oil. So you can finish your food with, you know, olive oil. You can do whatever, you know, extra virgin olive oil with 1 or 2 drops of essential oil. So basil or oregano would be great, drizzled over, you know, pizza or pasta or lasagna. Like I'm talking about after you finish it and you're ready to eat it. Before you eat it, just drizzle a little bit of that on, and that would really just finish it. And then, like I said, you'll get that aromas, and it's really lovely. Cilantro would be great to drizzle on top of tacos, Mexican rice, or like a taco soup. And then lemon essential oil with olive oil would be great drizzled over fish, baked brie, or any kind of salad. You can use it as a salad dressing, really to brighten it up. I use lemon essential oil in what we make something called za'atar. In Lebanese, it's a dried thyme with sesame seeds, and we spread it over, you know, like a dough and bake it. So I'll use lemon essential oil with it, and it really just brings it up a notch. Really adds that flavor. It's really, really lovely. So I invite you to infuse your salt, infuse your olive oils, and just, you know, use that just as a finishing touch, and it will kind of make you, you know, an expert, but really not, you know, looking like it. But it's just a fun, nice touch to do for your foods. And then I'm super excited that doTERRA is coming out with these cuisine blends. So I was so thrilled. Every holiday, they come up with some new holiday features. This will be available December 1st. So these are really cool. So there's 3 different blends that you can use for cooking: Mexican, Italian, and tropical. The Mexican blend has a mix of lime, cumin, black pepper, cilantro, and marjoram in avocado oil. So it's really that Latin, you know, Latin blend that you can use in your, you know, fajitas, your tacos, your burritos, your nachos. But how great, it's already mixed with all of those flavors already there for you to easily use. So that's just awesome. And then the Italian blend, it has olive oil infused with thyme, rosemary, basil, marjoram, oregano, and so that's just great for your pastas, your salad dressing, your meats. So I'm very excited about that one. And then the tropical blend has coconut oil in it, and that's got orange and lemon and lime, grapefruit, green mandarin. I mean, when I read this, I just immediately thought about like a great, like an alcoholic drink, just sitting like somewhere tropical. I don't know, maybe we need to get away, but that's immediately what I thought of. But it would be great for any fish or seafood dishes, even a smoothie dish. So I'm really excited about this. I wanted to let you all know that this is coming out December 1st. Usually the holiday stuff, they only last, you know, throughout the holiday. So if you're interested in this, I would highly recommend December 1st. Go ahead and order that, or contact me if you need help with that. But this is coming out December 1st, and I don't think it's going to be, you know, pretty much lasting long. This is good. This is a whole new product for doTERRA.
We can order it November 2nd, actually.
Oh, you can?
Monday, yeah.
Oh, okay. The cuisine blends, Bernadette?
They pushed it off to Monday the 2nd.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So that's right around the corner. Yay. Well, does anybody have any questions? I know I did a lot of talking, talking about cooking. Does anybody, I think I know you guys are hungry, Michelle. I'm sorry. I know. I love talking about food. It sounds also good, right?
Yeah. Terra, Allison had to leave, but she was asking, will you be able to maybe post some of the recipes to the Facebook group, or somehow, or maybe email them?
Yes, I will. I can post them. I will post them to the group, everybody. I don't know if anybody's on our Facebook group, but if you're not, I'm going to share my email. You can email me, and I'm happy to like send you this presentation or send you some of my recipes. And then also, I don't know if any of you are on Instagram, but if you are, you can follow me. I always post my recipes and my like new thing, but it's Pure Essentials with Terra. So just look me up and follow me, and I will always sharing my food concoctions. Does anybody have any questions for me? Anybody using oils with cooking?
Yes, I use what I've been doing lately because I want to get the cilantro, you know, to help with heavy metals and everything. But I put in a bottle, I put half lime, half cilantro, and spray my dinner or my vegetables with that. And I figure, you know, I'm getting the added both citrus and heavy metal cleaning.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, so you use it for cleaning?
I mean,
For your,
the heavy metal cleaning out of the body.
Out of the body. Got it. Got it. Yes. Yes. No, Michelle, I think you can use cast iron. Bernadette, that should be fine, right? Cast iron should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the plastics. Yeah, you're fine with cast iron with essential oils. Yeah. The thing I would say is try to add them at the end of the cooking, but if you really need to add it in the beginning, that's okay too. Like I said, you can add a little more. They just evaporate, but at the end is really the best. Yeah.
The end also, it gives you the higher medicinal product.
Great. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, great questions. Well, I appreciate everyone being on here. I'm going to be giving away, Lindsay, as I was talking, was making a wheel thing. So we're going to give away a free full bottle of oregano. So while Lindsay's getting that ready, oregano is very strong. Yes, it is very strong, but you just need a little bit. And there's so many studies that doTERRA has done, so, you know, even outside of doTERRA, that oregano really helps to kill, you know, and help support our immune system, I should say. And it's really great. So just so you know too, when phase 2 started opening and my husband had to go to work, and he's a hairstylist, so he's on top of people, even though he's wearing, you know, all the stuff and all the gear. But he's, you know, he's on top of people doing their hairs. So the only way he was allowed to go back was every day he takes a drop of oregano in his mouth. He also takes a capsule of On Guard every day. I made him do that. And I still make him take the On Guard capsules, and he'll take oregano here and there if he's feeling that itchy throat. But it's very powerful cleansing and purifying agent, and really helps to get rid of things. It's a great antioxidant as well. So it goes far beyond the kitchen. Great for kitchen. It smells like pizza in a bottle, I think, but there's so many benefits for our bodies when we take them internally. So that's why I wanted to give away oregano tonight. So, yep, under the tongue, Mario. Yep, right under the tongue. It's going to be a little bit weird and strong at first, but it works wonders. And if you ever feel a tickle in your throat, my nanny was over here last week and she said her throat was hurting. I'm like, no, put the oregano under her tongue. She felt fine. She couldn't believe how better she felt in the afternoon. So it really does work. But yes, under the tongue is a great way to put them in.
Terra, I would just say too, it's good to be on and then off of oregano, like 10 days on and 10 days off, just to give your liver a rest. Because it is so strong.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good point. Okay, Lindsay, do you have the wheel of?
I do. When you asked me to get ready just a couple of minutes ago, I tapped my phone to wake it up and it accidentally spun the wheel already.
Oh, it did. Do you want to redo it, or do you want to just share the winner?
Is it? I can redo it?
I don't know. Can you?
Let me see if I can.
I'm going to stop my screen. Can you guys see that? Okay, the wheel is spinning. And it looks like Diana.
Diana, yes.
Yay, Diana.